Everyone retweet the shirt.
Let's go.
Retweet it. Retweet it. What's going on, everyone? There it is. We got one good thing out of tonight, at least.
That was the best thing of the night.
Yeah, the latest and greatest from D-Line Co. Make sure to pick that up. Available now on the DNVR locker. But welcome into the Losers Lounge. The Nuggets, in an absolute barn burner, they fall to the LA Lakers tonight, 146-139 in overtime in a meaningless game 82. We're going to talk all about it. We are presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Make sure to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code DNVR when you sign up. We'll talk about the game. We'll maybe talk about who's in and who's out of the playoff rotation. We've also got a first-round series that we have a full week to talk about, but
tweet that out
maybe we'll get some thoughts out on it tonight. Let me introduce my cast, though. To my left, it's Brendan Vogt.
A little bummed. It looked like we were headed to double OT there for a second. I wanted it. I know D-Line wanted it. But no double OT tonight, fellas. Just single OT. We'll have to settle.
Also joined by D-Line Co. You know him as Eric.
Yeah, guys, that was go to Dev.
Also joined by superstar Dev Johnson.
Hey, really, basketball game, not so fun. That shirt, dope.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I really can't wait to get it. I just, now realize that they have the red headband on. Like,
Let's get the red headband.
Yeah, do we want to start with that? Do you want to just break down the shirt?
Bring it back up.
Yeah, let's open with this. So we just released this here. Available on the DNVR locker, like I said.
2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, 500 assists. Got the 15 in there. MVP times 2, a harbinger of things to come.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball god, Big Honey. What else do you want, Pete? What else do you people? And the red headband. The red headband.
I don't know if you guys talked about this on the Winners Lounge a couple nights ago. I bet you did. The fact that it was a red headband just made it so perfect. Wow. Like, if it was a white headband or a blue headband, it might not have been quite the same, but the fact that it was a red headband.
It's true, and it matched his red tights. It was just such a weird, everything about what Jokic looked like that night was just so weird, but the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. All the same, I cannot believe the Nuggets just dropped that game. What did we just watch?
I can't believe either, but what we want you guys to do, of course, go to the DNVR locker. If you want to pick up that shirt, get it for the playoffs. We also tweeted it out, so if you want to retweet that also, get it popping, that'd be awesome too. We got to talk about this game, though, before we get to other extracurriculars.
We have to.
Should I go for the 60-second breakdown? Should I dare?
It's actually called a quick recap.
The 60-second quick recap breakdown?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
break it down for us.
Can you make it like a 20-second breakdown?
I've got a couple of notes here. I've got some notes, I do have to say. From the start, this was a very sloppy game. This looked and felt and very much seemed like a meaningless game 82 from the opening tip. The one guy who really jumped off the screen to me in the first half was Facu Campazzo, who it took 9 seconds to make somebody with a bounce pass. It took him 9 seconds to go between somebody's legs.
Yeah.
And then it also took him less than a half to get ejected on a pretty Bush League flagrant too.
That was not cool.
Where he pushed Wayne Ellington under the basket. Poor look from Facu there.
For sure.
A hell of a swan song if that's it for him in a Nuggets jersey. Markus Cousins, I thought, was pretty good tonight. He got it going in that third quarter, but picked up his 5th foul with 7 minutes and 32 seconds left. But he had 15.7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, 1 steal at the time. In just 19 minutes, Davon Reed got going, I thought, in the second half. A couple of threes, some nice pull-up jumpers. He's not playoff eligible. A quick reminder there. And then down the stretch, guys, Bryn Forbes made a bunch of shots tonight. He had 5 threes in total. And also Markus Howard tried to take over down the stretch. He finished with 25 points, 8 of 17 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3. It went into overtime. The first couple minutes of overtime, there was no scoring. Eventually, the Lakers pulled ahead, and thank God they finished off the Nuggets in just 1 OT. I don't know what we would have done if it went to double overtime.
We would have quit. Each of us would have quit. There would have been no breakdown, quick or otherwise, because we would have quit.
Yes, maybe. Speak for yourself. But, yeah, that was the game tonight. 146-141. The Nuggets fall. They've got game 1 against the Warriors set for next Saturday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ABC. We'll get to that, like I said. But I'll go to you, Vogt. Got a big takeaway from this one?
Frank Vogel just got fired.
Jeez, man.
I mean, they're not supposed to announce the decision till him tomorrow, but that didn't stop Woj from just saying it 30 seconds after an overtime win to wrap up the season. Congratulations, NBA champion Frank Vogel. You don't have to go home, but you got to get the F up out of there.
Yeah, I just got to say, to send that tweet out while he's still literally on the court.
Shaking hands.
He's on the court.
Dapping people up.
That's real poor form. Like, that's a Bush League move from the Lakers to do that, man. Like, that is shitty. Like, I know Frank Vogel was going to get fired, but to do it then, like, that's really poor, man.
To be fair to them, it's not happening until Monday, as the tweet out.
He's going to get informed by Monday.
He doesn't know about it. Only we know about it.
And when we say we, the whole world now knows.
Everyone but Frank Vogel, apparently.
He's just going like, what?
Yeah,
I thought we were talking about something else here. What? We just won.
He's going to wait till tomorrow, bro.
Yeah, that is shitty.
Dev, do you have a big takeaway from this one?
Yeah, my biggest takeaway is like much more of the same for this Nuggets squad, especially that second unit. They just can't find a way to get stops, and that's like a big thing right now. Especially with that group. You already have Jokic, as the starter, and he's in the starting group, and you just need to just buy time. You need to find ways to try to come up with stops, and it wasn't like the Lakers had their starters out there. It's another second unit that they're going against, and they put up massive numbers. Denver continues to score with that second unit, but there's just no stops happening, and there's not a guy that wants to step up on that end of the floor and try to be that guy, and I think that's just where these type of performances come is if you're not getting stops, you're damn sure not going to outscore these other teams, and we've been seeing that time and time again.
I don't know if I'm listening to Dev or Michael Malone right now.
I know. Well, let's see if Dev takes a rage timeout in the last
Way to drop
3
the
seconds
hammer,
of this
Dev.
show.
Yeah.
What was your big takeaway, D-Line?
Wow.
From the portion of the game you watched?
That makes it difficult. I mean, listen, like Austin Reaves was the biggest tryhard I've ever seen.
31 points, 16 rebounds,
honestly,
10 assists for Austin Reaves.
Honestly, to play that hard at that point is not even admirable. It's embarrassing. I'm serious. I'm so deeply unimpressed by that effort, for what that game was and what it meant. No one else was trying anymore. Whatever. I hate what I just watched.
Malik Monk, 41 points for the Lakers. He had a huge night. Running down the box score for the Nuggets. Like I said, Markus Howard really tried to take over down the stretch. 25 points for him. Only 2 of 8 from 3, but he made 8 baskets tonight. Bryn Forbes got going early. 24 points. He finished with 5 of 11 from 3. DeMarcus Cousins had 17. Bones Highland didn't shoot it well. Just 6 of 15 from the field, 2 of 9 from 3. He had 17 points. 16 for Jeff Green. Davon Reed with 14 as well. I mean, I think where I want to go to first is did anybody from tonight up their stock in your mind? Because we're thinking about the playoff rotation. We're thinking about game 1 of the playoffs against the Warriors, which is on Saturday, next weekend. Bryn Forbes, he's, maybe on the outside of the playoff rotation looking in. He shot the ball well tonight. He had a fairly good night. Bones Highland, we think he's in the rotation, but is still going to be on maybe a shorter leash than some veterans. DeMarcus Cousins, he'll be in the rotation. He had a pretty good night tonight. Vogt, do you think anybody, you can even go to a Zeke Naji or, a J Mike, did anybody kind of up their stock in your mind heading into the postseason?
I mean, you say Bryn Forbes, he's in the pole position in terms of guys who could maybe jump into the rotation. In my mind, let's say Denver goes to a 9-man rotation in the postseason. I see Bryn right now as that 10th guy, so just missing out. And then tonight he leads all scorers with 24, 5 of 11 from deep. Didn't do a whole lot else, isn't going to defend much, but the story with Bryn. Can he come in and knock down some shots? If you're asking yourself that question, it's a little easier to say yes after seeing him do it again tonight. So I think he was the guy who had the most to gain and ultimately went out and at least shot well, which typically equates to playing well for him.
Yeah. Dev, do you think we're going to see Bryn Forbes play in the playoffs?
I think that there will be an opportunity, especially because, I think the Warriors are going to make it so that you have to kick it out to a guy that can knock down an open shot. They're going to double team. Jokic at a lot of times, they're going to force someone else to beat them. And he is, the Nuggets guy that can space the floor and open things up. So I do think that we'll see him. If I had to go with a guy that I feel like upped his stock just a little bit, I'm going to go with Jeff Green. This is a guy that's 35 years old. That saw that Zeke, Najee, and Vlatko was coming back into this game, and he could have looked at this and said, it's the last game of the regular season. The starters are not playing. Why am I playing? He could have moped. He could have just said, I'm taking the night off.
If I was Jeff Green, that's what I would have said.
Exactly, and he didn't, and he played hard in this game. 7 of 8 from the field, scores the basketball. He's still doing all of the things that the Nuggets want him to do, and they also need to get him into some type of rhythm. I just don't know what to expect for him in a playoff type series, but just that veteran leadership and him having to play on game 82 in a game that they really did not need. That just showed me that he is willing to do whatever it is for this team. So that was the guy for me.
Yeah, he went 7 of 8 from the field. That turnaround jumper from the baseline was working. He wetted a couple of those.
That reverse dunk. Oh my God. That was the highlight of the game.
Oh, in that first quarter. Yep.
That was insane. I don't know how he's still doing things like that. First off, there's not many guys in the league that can do that in game type of dunk. And he just does it so effortlessly, and he doesn't even get hyped about those type of moments. He just goes with it and just keeps it pushing. So he drinks from the fountain of youth sometimes.
I'm so ready for when the playoffs happen and Jeff Green has just a monster dunk. Everybody that hasn't watched Jeff Green dunk all season to be like, did you know this guy's 35 years old?
God.
He's dunking like this at 35?
Yeah,
we're going to get a lot of that.
It's nonstop. And here's the thing, guys.
Jeff Green,
this guy's 35 years old.
He's always on a winning team. Just, that veteran that you can just plug and play, just a guy you want on your team in the playoffs.
Now remember,
he's 35.
Yeah. He played with Kevin Durant on the Sonics.
He was on the Sonics.
By the way, Jeff Green, 2 rebounds tonight.
Woo! In only 24 minutes, that's kind of a big night for him.
That's almost 4 rebounds, which is basically 10.
He had 20 rebounds.
I got to give a shout out to Vlatko Čančar.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you look at his box score tonight, 2 points, only shot the ball 2 times. He was 1 of 2, but 8 rebounds and 4 assists, only 1 turnover. It was only his first game back. He looked a little rusty, a little out of place at times, but he's just solid. He looked to me tonight pretty similar to the guy he was right before he got hurt, when we were thinking, you can just plug him in. Plug him in for 10 minutes off the bench, and you're probably going to be fine.
We've always thought of him as a low-mistake player, and tonight there may be things he can't do, especially coming back from an injury, ways he's limited physically just as an athlete or lack thereof. But rarely is Vlatko going to make the wrong choice, be in the wrong place, look flustered, overwhelmed by the moment. Solid can feel like a slight, like the compliment you give when you, for lack of any better ones. But that really is, I think, the most apt way to describe him. He's a solid guy. And tonight was another reminder that, okay, in an absolute pinch, you need to throw a 3rd or 4th stringer out there. Vlatko's not going to throw the game away.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely not. And another kind of tell from Malone tonight, I thought, Bones Highland and Austin Rivers started tonight. They didn't close tonight.
Yeah.
24 and 23 minutes for those guys, respectively. I mean, what that tells me is they are firmly in the playoff rotation. Definitely ahead of Bryn Forbes, who played a ton tonight, 36 minutes, the most on the Nuggets. But Bones and Austin Rivers firmly in that rotation. So we'll see how many minutes they play game 1 against the Warriors on Saturday. How do we feel about our confidence level in DeMarcus Cousins? Because he looked good at times tonight. Yeah. At other times, he seemed like he was just throwing the ball out of bounds on purpose.
Yep.
But he also picked up 5 fouls in, I think it was 19 minutes is what he subbed out with in the 3rd quarter there when he picked up that 5th. D-line, if DeMarcus Cousins is on the floor for the Nuggets in a playoff game, what's your confidence rating in that 1 through 10?
Well, I mean, I've got 8.
Yeah.
And he's a good player, man. He's able to do a lot of things. He's just a big lumbering oaf, and sometimes it's beneficial, and sometimes it is not beneficial. He picks up 5 fouls. Mm-hmm. I mean, do I feel confident that he'll be able to spell Nikola Jokic for 10 minutes a game? in the playoffs, yes. I mean,
Yeah.
I really have no concern about what you're going to get from Boogie. Relying on Boogie. If he was like your number one option, like I would be terrified going into the playoffs. Like he's a guy that you can absolutely target and like get into bad headspaces and like
It's not hard.
no, it's in fact that's the default.
It's frighteningly easy.
It's frighteningly easy. So, but I mean, that's not what is going to be required of him. He's going to, go in and we're actually pretty lucky to have him. I imagine he'll be able to do a little work against the Warriors, especially since, that's not a team that has a lot of bigs.
Yeah. Where are you at with Boogie, Dev?
I think D-Line already talked about it and said the key point or the biggest point is he's only going to be spelling Jokic for about 10 minutes, 11 minutes. And I do feel confident that he can do that. He's going to, try to get a couple of fouls. He's going to bait guys into, charges and things like that. And also, like, he's a guy that he's going to compete every single, time that he's on the floor. And, that's what you want from him, especially against a Golden State Warriors team that really is lacking that big man in their starting unit. So, let alone their second unit where he really can try to take over and be that guy that is aggressive and trying to score in different ways. So I do think that this is the type of moments that Boogie was brought over for, and now we get to finally see him be able to step in.
Yeah.
Great point from Dev. I mean, James Wiseman is out, remember. So who is the backup big for Golden State right now?
I mean, they usually go small with that second unit. It's like
right.
Toscano Anderson or
Right.
Kuminga.
And that might, listen, Denver's second unit struggles to get stops. If they're not scoring on the other end, they could get lit up by that small ball approach. But I will say the one thing you feel confident about Boogie doing, you hold your breath for the foul trouble. You hold your breath for the technicals. And with good reason. He's going to do it at some point. But does he come in against a smaller 5 and dominate on the glass and get a couple buckets down low? He showed since they'd acquired him he can and has done that.
Yep.
And I think he can in the first round. The problem with Boogie is that other stuff. But when he's on, he's still a very good player, and he's been a very good Denver Nugget.
Yeah, well, he's going to rebound. That's for sure. If there's one thing he's going to do, it's probably rebound. 9 rebounds tonight in 24 minutes. And I'm with you. I expect him to rebound against the Golden State second unit. And I'm sneakily wondering if DeMarcus Cousins' three-point shot is a low-key key to the series. If he's knocking down that pick and pop 3, because he doesn't roll, it probably would be smart to roll against the Warriors because they're so small in there and you can pick up a couple offensive rebounds even if you miss that first attempt. But he likes to take threes. He's hit his threes as of late. If he's hitting threes, that definitely bodes well for the second unit. Zeke tonight was another guy we were watching. His first game back in a while since March. He goes 1-9 from 3, 0-4 from three-point range. They were all pretty good looks. I mean, Vogt, I feel like this just kind of cemented that we're probably not going to see him in the regular playoff rotation.
Yeah, I mean, that injury was just such a backbreaker for him and just really took all the wind out of his sails. He was headed for the rotation. He was playing so well, drawing praise from not just the likes of us, but Michael Malone, almost every post game. He was going to play, and right now, I would say it's a safe bet that he won't. It's just so hard to work yourself back into that rhythm, as Eric pointed out astutely in the pregame. Zeke Naji, good young player, not quite Paul George.
Yeah.
No. Nope.
So he's going to have to figure that out. And it's just such a shame because I hope, however much time we choose to reflect on this season when it's all done, I hope we remember that Naji actually was having a good one there.
A very good one.
Yep.
I was a bit shocked that he came straight into the game and put up 26 minutes. I feel like there wasn't a lot of conversation about where he was in the injury and trying to get himself back into shape just because so much attention has been on Jamal Murray, so much attention has been on MPJ. So for him to just come straight in and play 26 minutes just shows that he's not as far as I thought he was. I thought he was just going to play some small minutes.
Yeah,
but
me too.
Then also it just goes to show that if you take any time off in this league, it's going to be hard to get back into rhythm and get back into playing the right way. Zeke really was a part of this rotation and playing extremely well before he did go down. And now that he's not having the same type of rotation and not having the same type of minutes and just playing the same way, it just looks a lot different. 1 of 9 from the field with some very, very good looks that he would have knocked down earlier in the season.
Right.
Still did the same defensive rotations and things like that, but it's just still not there because he doesn't have the same type of timing that he had once he was like part of it. So I don't think that we're going to see him much, if at all, in the postseason.
Yeah. I don't think Michael Malone thinks he can trust him in the postseason. I just think he's going to trust JaMychal Green way more. And it sucks for Zeke. The NBA, a lot of times, it's about luck and opportunity. Yep. And Zeke had some really bad luck with that injury when he had all the opportunity in front of him this year. So, rough spot.
Pity.
Yeah. Let's hit a break real quick. A lot more to get to. I want to look ahead to the Warriors series because I don't really want to talk about this game anymore.
I don't want to talk about this game for another second.
You sure?
Let's hit a break.
God. I've got some Davon Reed thoughts. Evoca TV. It's provocative. It gets the people going. Evoca TV. They provide altitude sports, which means there's a new way for you to watch your Nuggets and your Avs, something you want to do, something you should be able to do. That's the whole point, right? You live in Denver. Well, if you're still having trouble getting them on your TV, you can do it now with Evoca TV. Now has service available in Denver, the Springs, Phoenix, Boise, and Twin Falls, Idaho. How do you get it? You go to evoca.tv/DNVR. It's only $25 per month plus receiver. No contracts, no hidden fees. And just to reiterate, in case you missed it, they have altitude sports. So check out Evoca TV, our good friends. Check out that deal and let us know if you sign up. Let us know how you like it. We've gotten some good testimonials so far. We got a lot of good friends here at DNVR, like our good friends at Breckenridge Brewery, who also provide the official beer of DNVR and the seltzers, which we also sell in the bar. If you want to try the Mile High City Copper Lager, that Denver Nuggets themed can, check out the Breck Beer Locator. Google that. Tell it what can you're looking for. Tell it where you live. It'll tell you where to go, where the nearest place is that you can pick it up. Or you could check out their farmhouse if you want to get some stuff delivered to you, including delicious food. They've got food and booze available at the farmhouse. Call 303-803-1380 from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. for pickup. And remember, use promo code DNVR to save $5.
All right. Welcome back. DNVR Nuggets postgame show. We're presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Make sure you use code DNVR when you sign up and download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Let's put this game in the rearview mirror.
Let's put it in the garbage, dude.
Let's put it in the garbage. Let's flush it, as they like to say in the business.
Get the hell out of here.
Let's never think about it again.
Never.
We got a playoff series, boys.
Let's go.
We got to wait a little bit. We have to wait a week, but Saturday night in San Francisco at Chase Center, the Nuggets and the Warriors, game 1. We made it. We made it through 82 games.
Oh, my God.
We made it through purgatory. Maybe we're still in it.
We made it through
Who
82
knows?
games and 5 minutes of overtime.
Was the overtime, did that mean we were technically in the postseason?
Yes. Yes. That was our first
overtime of game 82.
Our first postseason experience was
God.
rough.
Yeah, that was not postseason. I did not see Jokic, so no, that was not postseason.
It was just neither the regular season nor the postseason. I'm going to go to you, Dev, first on this. Nuggets-Warriors. That's the matchup, 3-6. How are you feeling about this series? What's kind of your first thought that pops into your mind when you're thinking about Nuggets-Warriors next Saturday?
I'm not as afraid as I hear so many others are of this matchup. I feel like this is a matchup that I think that both teams actually wanted because they're both not at 100%. So they're just like, hey, this is a good matchup for both teams. I really just, and I've been stuck on this. The idea that there's a player in Jokic that they can just go to every single time and he can get it done. There's not a counter for that. They're going to have to send double and triple teams at him so often, and that's just so difficult because he is able to find other guys and to just beat you in so many other ways than any other player in the NBA is able to do. And then on the other end, there's question marks. There really is. Klay Thompson has been playing extremely well, but I don't know how that looks in a real game setting. He's been going for 30 points every single game, but it's the end of the season and teams have not wanted to play them or beat them or anything like that. And then Curry, I don't even know what it looks like for him. Is he going to be ready to start the postseason? I don't know anything with him. He hasn't played in so long. It feels like that there's just so much uncertainty there, and they don't have a big man that could slow down Jokic. I like it. I really do.
Yeah. I mean, the Steph question is the biggest question, his status for game 1. Steve Kerr said today that, quote, there's a chance he won't be ready for game 1. It's going to come down to the wire. I've got to think there's some gamesmanship here, of course.
Yeah.
You don't want to tip your hand too early. But, I mean, if he was definitely ready to go, like, there would be some more confidence in talking about Curry and his availability. So, I mean, if he's not 100%, like, I think this series is up for grabs.
That's the reason why anyone in Denver, theoretically, if they did, wanted this matchup, right? Golden State is not on a string right now. They got Draymond back from that injury. Supposedly he feels great, and I hope he does because you don't root for injuries. But the back thing is serious. Maybe that flares up. You never know. Curry's out. You don't know if he's going to be back for game one. He'll play in that series. But will he be back game one? Will he be himself? Clay's still working his way back from, obviously, an extended absence. A lot of talent on that team. A lot of ways they can win games. But they're not on a string the way Dallas and Boston and Memphis have been. In fact, it's been somewhat of a turbulent close to the season. So you start with Curry's health, the turbulent point that I just made. There's some reason for optimism. Then how about the fact that they're going to have a hard time guarding Jokic, right? In theory, on paper, most teams do, but they really should. If he can get Looney in foul trouble, they're going to have to do some scrambling. So there's reason to be excited.
Yeah. D-line, is Jokic going to look like the best player on the face of the earth in this series?
Oh, he's going to cook Kevon Looney.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, Kevon Looney is like a big, stiff, like, kind of, like...
Wears an undershirt.
He doesn't really... there's really nothing that he brings that will give Jokic any kind of real problem if he wants.
Durability is Kevon Looney's biggest trait. Like, the guy
Yes.
has been staying healthy as of late.
Yes, and you know that they're going to probably have times where Draymond is playing the 5 and Jokic... I mean, really, this is a question of, okay, if the Warriors are not... like, if the Warriors go nuts... You know, the Warriors go nuts.
Yeah.
It's kind of what it is. But, like, they have no answer for Nikola Jokic. There's really nothing that they can do to stop him if he really is in his bag and really is going at them the way he's been going at teams coming down the stretch here. Like, I mean, I think you can just pencil Jokic in for minimum 30 points a game, right?
Yeah.
And 18 rebounds minimum. So the question is, like, are any of the rest of the Nuggets going to go along for the ride? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are we going to get any outside
Who's going to
shooter?
run with Jokic?
Who's going to run with Jokic? Because Jokic is going to bring it. Jokic is unstoppable. It will be unstoppable in this. But, you know, if we start to get rained down from heaven from Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson and Steph Curry,
Right.
I mean, if those guys start hitting, I mean, that's just, we've seen what that looks like. It's just been a really long time since we've seen the Warriors be as dominant as they were, or at least they, on paper, could be.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, I don't hate it right now. I mean, if Steph coming back kind of makes me hate it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
The chat makes a good point, too. The other side of this, and we have to address it because just talked about all the reasons why you could be hopeful, full of optimism. Like, I'm not picking Denver to win any series right now. The other side of this that's scary is what's been Denver's biggest weakness all season long outside of health. Perimeter defense, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the defense from Denver's perspective is terrifying.
So from that weakness perspective, like, you would rather match up with Dallas than Golden State. I mean, Golden State's saying the same thing. Who's going to guard Steph? Who's going to guard Klay? Who's going to guard Poole, Dev?
They have lots of... Really, they answer the same weaknesses for Denver. You want someone to slow someone down. Denver's not doing that. They're not stopping guys. And the 3 best players for Golden State are all the scorers, you know, like, or at least, you know, theoretically, as far as those 3 guys give you so many problems. Jordan Poole really gives me the most headaches just because of that second unit. He's just going to have, like, free reign to do whatever it is that he wants to do, and Denver's going to let him do it. So, yeah, I think that it's a better matchup than Dallas. I'm not saying that. I just think that Denver's going to just win that.
Sure,
I think that there's, on both sides, there's just mismatches all over, and you just kind of have to hope that the Warriors aren't going nuclear.
Right.
Yeah. The Nuggets defense against the Warriors is like I said, terrifying because the Nuggets haven't stopped anybody. They couldn't even stop the JV Lakers tonight. Like, they haven't stopped anybody over the last couple months. And in that environment, in a playoff environment, especially in Chase Center games 1 and 2, like, if Golden State gets rolling, I have no idea how the Nuggets are going to stop them. So that's my biggest worry for sure. The most fascinating part and intriguing part of this series is it's kind of going to be a battle between Draymond Green and Nikola Jokic in terms of who can outsmart the other one. Because Kevon Looney is going to be matched up on Jokic. Draymond's going to be playing this free safety where he's trying to guess and determine and pick what Jokic's next move is going to be and where he's going to look to get the ball, all while Jokic is trying to read Draymond Green's mind. So I think from that perspective, it's kind of fascinating. Two of maybe the highest IQ guys in the league, maybe 1 and 2 in terms of guys who are the smartest basketball players in the league, in my opinion at least, like really going mano a mano.
Yeah. My hope is that as far as the Nuggets defense is concerned, their perimeter defense, that's all effort stuff. That's all like, just moving your feet and like really being engaged and, just not kind of quitting and dying on plays. And so I'm hoping that they have a week off to sort of like get their legs rested a little bit. And then it's not just like, well, it's a Tuesday. It's like, man, this is a playoff game. Like, They weren't as terrible on defense as they were the last stretch for the entire season. They weren't just like a complete sieve where we were just joking.
Post All-Star break, the bottom fell out.
Like I've never seen them look worse on defense, perimeter wise, than this last stretch of games. And I think it's I don't think that that's going to hold on. I do think we'll see an uptick in their effort and their ability to at least be pesky, if not like effective. It is scary, but I just want to see Jokic. Like I don't even want him to necessarily be smart and calculating. I just want him to be dominant. I just hope he goes in and just like just like the last game we watched. Like he just goes in and he just takes it to Kevon Looney every single time. He has no ability to stop him, and then he dishes off sparingly if he has to. But it's like, you can't outthink this. He doesn't have to outthink everybody. He can actually he's actually just the most dominant guy I've ever seen. He can actually just score every time he wants to. So I'm hoping we see that version of Jokic.
Dev, it might be a fun exercise. I mean, let's say Curry's there, right? Let's say it's Golden State's preferred starting 5. Who does Denver start? Who guards who in this matchup? This is for all of us, really, but
I feel like you have to put Aaron Gordon on Curry like that. You try to, get the head of the snake like right there. And then everywhere else kind of just matches up like straightforward.
Barton on Clay.
Yeah, you put Barton on Clay. I think that you would put Jeff Green on to Draymond. Draymond beats you with he's a cerebral player. Just such a mental aspect of the game that he can beat you. But he's not like physically dominant. He's not beating you in these other ways that Jeff Green can't try to combat. And then you have Jokic against Looney, and he gets to just kind of probe the paint, and I think that that's great. So I think matchup-wise, it makes sense. But then you really just asking guys to just key in and zone in, and I think both teams will do that because it's the playoffs. You're not looking at multiple matchups throughout the week. It's just the one guy that you have to go against, and Aaron Gordon gives you the best chance if he's on Curry.
Yeah. I think that's how the Nuggets will end games. I'm not so sure it's how they'll start because I feel like we know Michael Malone and his strategy in the playoffs. I feel like he likes to maybe close with like an Aaron Gordon on Curry type matchup. Like remember the Blazers series? It was always Austin Rivers starting games on Dame Lillard, right? And then eventually it got to the point where Aaron Gordon switched on to him in the second half. Maybe that changes in this series because Austin Rivers isn't starting anymore, and you look at your available options and you're like, Monte Morris or Will Barton, do I want to start the game with one of those guys on Curry? So maybe that switch happens quicker. But, Aaron Gordon, he's their best option. I mean, it's him and Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers actually did have some very good moments defending Steph Curry this season, which gives you a little bit of hope for that matchup. But other than that, I'm terrified of everybody else guarding Steph Curry.
Do you think that puts Malone in a position that he has to play Austin Rivers a lot more? And does that take away
Austin Rivers will play a lot, for sure.
Does that take away from the Jeff Green?
Yes, I think Austin Rivers closes a lot of these games.
I could see that, too.
I think you see Jeff Green on the bench in the final 5.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I mean, Austin Rivers is by far the Nuggets' best on-ball guy.
By the way, after trying to talk myself into them sort of not being on a string and things being kind of choppy, Clay scored 40 tonight.
He had a good night.
And he told the media, I feel like I'm back.
Great.
The consistency in the big games hadn't been there, but I'm back. So,
Right.
okay, we can cross one of those things off the list.
He scored 30
Clay's
like
back.
3 straight games.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I think he
Or 30
finishes
plus.
average 20 after post his return. So.
Yeah.
Different play style for him, but he's hitting shots now.
Let's hit another break. We got a rounding association to get to. We've got some super chats to get to on the other
Let's
side
go.
here. We'll wrap the show up in style.
That's why you're happy.
Want a fast, optimal fast sleep? Jesus.
Yes, I want all of that.
All right, let's start over.
Give it to me.
Let's just start from the top. Lightshade is Colorado's premier dispensary. They have 11 locations now. 11! The 11th location on 6th and Federal is the biggest location. They carry products that the other locations don't, but you can get Wana products in all of these locations. Need to catch up on some shut-eye after the big game. No matter when you take them, this well-rounded recipe will leave you feeling rested and refreshed in the morning. Over-the-counter pharmaceuticals knock you out with powerful drugs that leave you in a fog, but Wana Optimal's fast-to-sleep gummies offer a holistic, plant-based solution that tackles the root causes of sleeplessness, like stress and pain. Where can you find it? At Lightshade. And how much does it cost you? 25% less than it should. Use promo code DNVR. You're going to get 25% off. Not just once, not just twice, but every time you go in. And that's pretty cool. To me, the
Your low energy.
Your Colorado rugby team has rebranded again, but this one is here to stay. The rugby club, composed of crossover athletes, ended their first season at 5-5. Pretty great for former athletes coming together for the first time and putting their skills to the test. If you haven't heard of the American Raptors, they are Rugby Town USA's newest rugby team. Athletes who have competed at the highest level of their respective sports. Now they're trying out rugby, and we let you know during every read. But if you didn't know, Glendale, Colorado is actually Rugby Town USA.
It is.
One of the thriving bright spots of rugby culture here in America, the United States of America. So check it out. And if you've always wanted to learn more about this game, check out the DNVR Rugby podcast hosted once a week by Colton Strickler, available wherever podcasts are available.
Check it out. All right, we are back here. DNVR Nuggets podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. When you sign up for DraftKings Sportsbook, use the code DNVR and download the app. Get some great deals with that. Let's hit Super Chats. Let's do it. Can we hit some Super Chats here?
We got one we missed from the pregame earlier.
We did miss one. It came in at the buzzer. Sorry about it. Morena, thanks for talking us through this season. You know what? That's why we're here.
That is why we're here. That's
talk you
literally
through
why we're
the
here.
season.
It's also we've also talked you down.
Yes.
We've also made things much worse often.
But all
We've
along,
brought panic.
most of all, we've gone through the season with us talking.
And into the postseason, 5 minutes of postseason action.
Yes,
under
we're
our
already
belt.
into it. Already into the postseason.
Do you guys, real quick, you guys want a Frank Vogel update? Obviously,
Yes.
he did speak
Dude,
to
I know I said this at the top of the show. That's a bullshit move from the Lakers, man.
So Frank-
the guy won a freaking championship for you
So
2
he-
years ago.
He found out via the
That's so
grapevine
lame.
on his way to the press conference after a win in the last game of the season. When he was told about it, he said, quote, "I haven't been told shit."
Good for you, Frank.
I mean, well, who cares at this point, right? Like,
No, but the next, coaches should know what taking this Lakers job right now is.
It's just disrespectful, man. It's just disrespectful.
He won a title.
Yeah.
Please do more on this. It's
The Frank Vogel thing. Dude, they won a title.
they won a
It's-
title. You know, I feel bad for him. No, I don't. I don't care. Frank Vogel got a free ring. He just showed up. It was LeBron James. He didn't do shit in that playoff run. I don't care that he got fired in terrible fashion. He was a jerk during it too. Like, I hated his demeanor. During
was
the
not
bubble.
a jerk?
Yeah,
What
I
do you-
did.
what?
I hated
Frank
him throughout the
Vogel?
bubble. Yes, I hated him.
You
in
think
the
you're
bubble.
Terry Stotts?
No, I didn't like him during the bubble. I don't care that he got fired this way.
Frank
If you-
Vogel's
if you
just-
go
he's a
ring
nice
chasing-
man.
if you
He's
go
a
ring
nice
chasing
person.
As a coach or as a player, this is how it should end. See you
He
in
did
hell,
not
Frank
go ring
Vogel.
chasing. He was like their fifth choice for a head coach first
They
of all.
underpaid him. You just said,
Just
see
got
you in
shit
hell.
on him for the last 3 years, won a championship,
Don't have
and
hearts
gets
around
fired before he even walks off
I
the
don't
court.
care.
Game 82. That's a move that a franchise like the Lakers
Well,
would make.
Frank, I mean, it also, yes, obviously illuminates what a terrible franchise the Lakers are.
It's Bush
They are-
League.
It is the most, and now they're in the era of the LeBron James's version of the Lakers, which I think makes them more Bush League.
Yeah.
So good. everyone involved in that should be shamed and have bad thoughts, bad dreams, and they should feel bad about themselves.
Well, keep the salmon on because Doc Rivers is moving to L.A.
Oh God.
All right, let's keep going with the super chats. Aaron, new T looks clean, definitely copping it. Legend. Damn
Thanks,
right.
man.
That's
Thanks,
you, bro.
man.
That's you,
I
bro.
am
It
excited for that
is
shit.
super clean, I have to say.
The
Yeah,
one
lots of
thing I
people are
was
saying
I will
clean.
this is my promise to anyone that orders a shirt.
Here we go.
They will show up fresh and clean, washed, no stains on them, as clean as they can get as far as a t-shirt is concerned. That's what you mean, right?
They're super clean.
They're
My,
so
my
clean.
first real artist friend is a true pain in the ass.
Are you talking about me? We are not friends.
Cheers, man.
This is from Abel here. Just glad we got to see Zeke, Vlatko, and Marcus play. Good
Yeah.
hustle. Love those guys. Nuggets in 3.
Good super
Nuggets
chat.
in 3. Marcus, man, I mean, what Marcus did tonight was the least surprising thing ever. He came out gunning.
It's true. That's what we were hoping. That was what my wish was. is
It
to see
was.
him go
It
nuclear.
was.
Well, if you give him any type of minutes, that is what you're going to get from
Oh,
him.
yeah. You knew it
Marcus
was coming.
is who Marcus is. And for him to stay, he's always game ready. He's always shot ready.
He's
He's going to
always
shoot
shot
it no
ready.
matter what.
He's always got his hands ready.
He's always going to make them. It just seems like every time you give him minutes, he makes the best of those minutes. He's going to score.
Except for
He will
down the
try to
stretch.
score.
That's the one time.
He will put the ball into the air.
I know.
From David, cheers to a good season. Jokic, Bones, AG, and DNVR were the best storylines. What's up, D-Line? What's
What
up,
up, homie?
D-Line?
My man David, let's go.
Let's
Nobody
go.
understands me like our super chatters, I will say. Nobody on this set for sure.
Dude, I don't know what I would have done this season without Bones Highland. Like, to be totally honest.
I mean,
What would we have done
well,
without
we would.
Bones,
I mean,
man?
Jokic, obviously. We would have.
Yeah.
We would have Jokic, and then absolutely nothing else. Bones was the most exciting thing to come out of the season. He's the thing that gives you most excitement for the Nuggets moving forward. Because like Zeke Najee was sort of like getting us in that place a little
I
bit.
mean,
and then he
Zeke can't really turn up like Bones, though.
fell. No, but there was a while where we were like, man, Zeke Najee is easily our best 3-point
Can
shooter.
you imagine Zeke? Mile High City, baby!
He's like, but he just plays it on a keyboard.
Yeah.
Hey, city, baby.
Yeah, Bones was like a
you do that
godsend. But like what makes me like so happy about that is just to think about like the happiness that I've got from Jamal Murray when he blows up and Michael Porter Jr. Yeah, Mike was like the highs of last year. And then you have Jokic. And now you add another guy that you just get to smirk for the entirety of the game because
Yeah.
you're going to have, sometimes they're going to be playing at the same time, but there's also going to be minutes that you could just offset. So now all Nuggets games moving forward are just going to be exciting. Eric, are you ready for next year?
Whoa, next year?
I'm
got a
ready
playoff
I'm
run.
ready for the playoffs.
Yeah,
We're
but
only
they're not
5
playing
minutes
the same
in.
minutes. We want
Am I excited to have Jamal Murray,
I can't do this right now. I can't do this.
Jokic, Bones Highland?
I can't do this right now.
Next-
From
next
Jordan, you guys have kept me engaged as a geriatric millennial who, when the club won't, amen. The DNVR crew needs to sit back and enjoy the wins you've posted.
I'll enjoy that win that you
that.
just
That's
posted.
dope. Every time
Appreciate
I've heard
it,
the word
Jordan.
geriatric, I think that another word comes after that, and it's never been millennial.
Yeah, that's the
So,
first.
Like, that was,
Yeah.
We are getting older, though.
A geriatric millennial is just the old version of a millennial. It's like people that are like in their 30, like
Me?
maybe it's like
Dev?
it's like the guys that are like on the very top end of being a millennial. Yeah, probably you two.
I think it's Harrison.
Actually,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
You two are probably both geriatric millennials. I'm simply geriatric, and is that? And then are you? Where are you? I am Gen X. Yeah.
Yeah, you.
I'm a
Me
millennial.
and
Boomer.
Jeff Morton.
I'm a millennial.
Me and Jeff Morton and I, we just sit around and we go, oh, everything was better.
when things used to
From CTOD, go Super Chat.
Yeah.
Super chat.
Dude, COTT, what a great super chat.
Yeah, that's just straight to the point. High efficiency, low volume. From our guy Ray, I've let all my pain go and found joy in what may be the most memorable game of this Nuggets season.
Vladdy
season?
I know.
Vladdy season.
Dude, that's the thing about this game we were saying. Like, if you were just completely unknowing and you came back knowing this game happened, somebody's like, dude, the two Nuggets that were out for most of the season came back tonight. Vlatko,
I know, man.
Zeke, Najee.
Yeah.
We just don't get it. We don't get. We're not eligible for good things to happen.
This one is from Jarrett. We was already taking a trip to San Francisco. Just secured tickets to Game 1, roughly 2.5 hours after the 21-hour drive. I'll see you there, Jarrett.
Watch out for traffic. Yeah.
You want to meet in the I don't even know. Chase the Salesforce Lounge,
the Annex Perch,
the Oracle something. From our girl Molly. Thanks for a great season, fellas,
Molly.
in chat. Bubba needs a buddy. Go donate for back-to-back therapy horses. Let's go. Molly put this on Twitter today.
Yes.
We're sponsoring another therapy horse.
Yeah.
Back-to-back seasons for the back-to-back MVP.
I think we're at the end. We're going to have like a therapy. What's a group of horses called?
Stable.
A therapy. Is that right? Even like a
Oh, no, a wild would be a herd.
a herd.
It
We're
wouldn't
going
be
to
a
have
pack.
a therapy
I think it's a
herd.
pack. I think it's a pack.
A therapy pack. No one knows what they're talking about. Everyone's throwing out things they think might
Just
be right.
have some
I'm gonna
therapy
say
with some
posse.
horses.
We're going to have a therapy
Only
posse.
you're allowed to say that.
And the
though.
Nuggets are working to let those horses come in and call a game next season too.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's going to be fun.
Yeah, we'll set them up with some mics.
Several terms.
Okay, several terms.
Yeah.
What are they?
A team, a harass.
Okay,
a
we're going to have a
rag,
therapy team, a therapy harass, a therapy rag.
I'd say we just go with stable, even if
Therapy
it's
rags.
not right.
It is called a stable.
Let's go stable.
Can we just say gaggle, even though that's not correct?
I like the therapy. I guess stable.
Yeah, stable's easiest. People know what we're talking about.
All right.
All right, from Rashad. Super chat, random but a lifelong fan who grew up in
Sacramento, California.
Sacramento, California. Me and my girlfriend are coming down for a playoff game
Congrats
in
on
Denver
the
a couple
girlfriend.
weeks from now. Hope to catch a game at the bar along with Ball Arena.
Let's
Yo,
go.
if you're going to catch a game and then come to the DNVR bar or watch a game at the DNVR bar, game 3, you're going to want to be here. I can't say why yet, but you're going to want to be here.
Hit us up too. Let us know when you make the trip.
Also, those playoff games are going to be fucking lit.
It's going to
man.
be ridiculous.
People get here early. It is standing
man.
room only. This is like when we realized like the true power of this place was last playoff run when it was just pure energy, pure like just screaming. We got the Austin Rivers chant.
I remember I walked in to do the pregame show, I think before game 3 of the Portland series. Walked in with my fiance, and this group of guys in the corner just start chanting my name.
Yeah.
And she was like, what the hell is happening? I'm like,
Yeah.
This is my life.
Yeah. You're like,
This is what it's like for us here.
you're like, I'm a celebrity.
Yeah.
So that's how that works.
Yeah, playoffs are incredible here. This comes from Big Namek.
Nice.
I confuse Vogel for Joe from Impractical Jokers.
I
That's a
get
good
that
one.
reference.
I
Yeah.
get that one too. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
He does kind of look like
All
him.
right, I'll trust you guys on that.
You never saw in practice.
No.
Maybe was this part of a prank of him walking up and being fired and he doesn't know it yet? It's like a hilarious,
All right,
hilarious
Frank.
bit.
Okay, now Joe. Now
What's
say
that?
you hadn't heard shit.
Now approach the bench. Answer
the-
questions as
How
though
the
you
show
were.
works.
Oh my God.
This is from Jordan. Didn't see the game. You're lucky. Like most of the 82, absolutely tragic having suffered through the
LaFrance,
Posey, and Skeeta eras. Shout out to P. Lauderdale.
Okay.
P. Lauderdale.
Yeah, that's flying right over
Philip
my head.
Lauderdale. Are there any other?
P. Lauderdale.
I think that is unrelated.
You're going to have to let us know in the chat.
Yeah, I think that's unrelated to anything we've got going
Okay.
on. I think that just he has. A friend
This
named
is
P.
from
Lauderdale.
Thinking of Will Barton chasing
Prince
and
Lauderdale?
fighting
Oh.
Clay Thompson around screens is giving me ulcers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to
Me
that
too,
either.
actually. Yep.
Look, man.
What is Prince Lauderdale?
Maybe it was a player. I don't know. Adam is. He's not part of the show, but he's watching the show and chiming in. So
Look, man.
Way to take your
I'll
night
say this
off,
about
Adam.
Will Barton. He's had a tough season. We've been tough on him, I think deservingly. Like, he just has not been great. He could erase all that with a huge playoffs. Am I confident it's going to happen? No. But he could have a couple big games and kind of change the narrative on his season a little bit.
I am not confident in him chasing those screens, though.
No,
You know he's
definitely
right.
not.
You know he's right.
Definitely not.
Just nightmares. He's probably just having nightmares right now while he's still up. Just thinking about that
I mean,
series.
Denver's going to
be
need a
rough.
lot from him. That's for
I'm
absolute
glad that
certainty.
they get some time to rest because it's going to be rough.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. This one comes from THTR201. Do you guys think Mac McClung should get MVP consideration or at least be in the conversation?
I don't know why he
Yeah.
said Mac McClung. He should have went with Reaves.
Or Malik Monk.
He's definitely in the conversation.
Yeah.
Austin Reaves.
I mean,
was-
Mac McClung is just going to replace Austin Reaves as the white guy that gets run for the Lakers next year.
Someone tweeted that McClung foul on Davon Reed was racially motivated.
There was something to it.
Mac McClung was going hard. He was going
There
hard.
wasn't. I'm joking. but it's a
G
funny-
League MVP, I think, Mac McClung. Did you guys see who got G League Defensive Player of the Year?
We did
Yes. Yes.
Shaquille Harrison.
not. Dude, let's fucking go. Shaq Harrison.
Can we sign him for the playoffs?
That guy's
Yo.
crazy.
Can we sign him for the playoffs? Like we need to. I'm reiterating that.
Yeah.
Can that happen? Like, can we get a lockdown perimeter?
Hey, man,
defender?
he turned the momentum of that Blazers game last year. All right, a couple more Super Chats here. This one comes from Joel. Flash
Joel
the
Jake.
sneaker game, fellas. Thanks for another great season. I brought out my good Air Maxes tonight.
I've got a brand new pair of Air Maxes. This is a new model.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I haven't seen those. Before.
Priest Lauderdale played for the Denver Nuggets in
Yeah, it is
97
Priest
to 98.
Lauderdale. Adam
Damn,
started off
I
by
can't believe
shaming
I
us
missed
and
that
saying it was
one.
Prince Lauderdale, making a fool of himself in
Priest
the
Lauderdale.
This guy played one season, so that's a deep cut.
What were his numbers?
Good question.
Oh, thought you had him.
I'll let you know.
Okay, a couple more Super Chats here. This one comes from Ezra. Thanks for a great season, guys. From Chicago and a diehard Denver fan.
Let's
Been
go.
riding with you guys for a few years now. Love this Nuggets family.
We love you too, Ezra.
Thank you, Ezra.
Honestly, that's like so we've put a lot of our lives into this. Like,
Yes.
a lot of our time. All of our personal relationships have fallen and faltered.
Yeah.
None of us have anything to show for our lives outside of this.
My girlfriend hates me.
Your girlfriend hates me.
Yeah.
And it's just
It's
like
related.
when people, when it means something to people, it just, I don't know, it makes it all worth it. It's just like so cool. People come up here every, most games, shake our hands, sit on the couch, take a picture, and it's like cool. It's like, I mean,
Was it Ben and Camille that we met tonight?
yes.
Yeah.
Shout out
Ben and
Shout out
Camille.
them.
Anytime you come through here, please come upstairs. We will absolutely talk to you. I mean, the notion that we would be unapproachable in any way is hilarious.
By the way, Eric, 97-98, Priest Lauderdale, 8.8 minutes per game, 3.7 points per game.
Oh, so like a
Peter
like a
Corneli-
Faku type
like a
role.
Pat Connolly.
Like a Sonny Weems type of player.
yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
Sonny Weems.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
All right, last one.
This one's from Justin. Great season, DNVR. Looking forward to the playoffs.
Go Nuggets!
Nuggets!
Yes, sir.
Love it, Justin. Thank you, man.
Justin.
Thank you. All right, let's wrap up with some Around the Association. Quick little segment. Catch up with what's going on throughout the league. I just really want to talk about one game.
The one we just watched?
No.
I got 5 to 10 more minutes
That
on
would
that.
actually be
Not
awesome if
that
we
one.
only talked about this game during the Around the Association. We're like, oh, Denver played LA
The
tonight.
Nuggets played the Lakers tonight. They rested all their starters. Have you guys seen the Oklahoma City Thunder box score tonight?
No.
I've seen a lot of tank jobs in my day. I might have never seen a game like this. The Thunder lost tonight to the Clippers by 50 points.
Oh my
5-0, 50 points.
Sick.
They played 6 players.
Jesus.
The Thunder did. One of them, Isaiah Roby, only played 18 minutes. So they really just played 5 guys. 5 guys played
Jesus.
40 or more minutes. You've never heard of any of them. Maybe Melvin Frazier.
What
I
are
don't know.
the Thunder?
They're just vibes is really what they
Dude,
are.
But
They're
they have
like-
terrible vibes.
They're Sam Presti's just vibing out with a bunch of draft picks.
Really, just playing 5 guys
In the
like
pair
that
of
is brutal. When they
orange
lose like that.
glasses.
Box scores is -50, -50, -48, -40.
I've never seen a tank job like this.
Wow.
But like what? Like really? Shouldn't this be a time when the Thunder are like playing all their exciting young players, and they're building those.
Alexei Pokusevsky, too good to play tonight.
What is
too
this
good.
team? Like, what is that stupid
Just
squad?
wait till Sam Presti rips a line of coke and trades SGA for 6 first-round picks.
Yeah,
next
and,
year.
and then they're going to be like the Boston Celtics where they had
Bloodshot eyes.
they had the picks
Another one.
for years and years, and then just like never turn anything. I hate that. What a terrible story. Sam Presti, you're a criminal.
Yeah.
I don't know if he does coke, guys. Don't quote me.
Probably not. Probably not.
Don't quote me.
I also want to talk about this game. The 76ers beat the Pistons tonight. Did you see Doc Rivers' press conference or any of the videos from that? I'm legitimately worried and excited to see what's going to happen to the city of Philadelphia when Joel Embiid does not win MVP and they lose in the first round to the Raptors. Oh, I'm excited and also a little bit scared for them.
I mean, listen, I've seen it. They're going to hit each other with some 2x4s. There's going to be some violence in the street.
They're going to be like, whatever, it's bird season anyway. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. Darren's going to kill us all.
Easy. No
Hey,
question.
Darren, can I have a shot? Just throws a knife at your face.
No, he shoots you.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
The Warriors beat the Pelicans tonight, 128-107. Like we were talking about earlier, Klay Thompson had a big game, 41 points. Jordan Poole had
Sick.
22 points, 4-9 from 3. Warriors played most of their guys tonight, except for Andrew Wiggins and Iguodala. Oh, dude, that's another angle to this series, man. Iguodala.
This is the number one angle to the series.
God.
It's not the current matchups, the players on the floor. This is a poetic justice potential series that the Nuggets are going
kill
into
me.
as the 6th seed last time against the 3 seed. Formerly were the 3 seed, lost to the 6 seed. Andre Iguodala showed his true colors as the mole that we all know him to be.
If
now.
I hear any Nuggets players going to chapel with Andre Iguodala, you're out the club.
Out the club, but it is our chance to deliver a slice of cold revenge to the Warriors and give them the treatment that they gave to us when I was so excited with that 3 seed.
When you were telling everybody about this Denver Nuggets basketball team.
and then I told them to just I'd get back to them. Just don't worry about it. But you know, like Jokic, I don't know. I love where Jokic is at right now. I love where he's at. I'm not going to count any part of this Nuggets team out until I see Nikola Jokic falter, which I just have never seen it happen. So I wouldn't be I'm not expecting anything like that to happen anytime soon. But man, I don't know. There's just a karmic retribution that is on the table, and I cannot wait for it. It feels like it's supposed to happen.
Okay. The Mavericks beat the Spurs tonight. The big news from this one, Luka Doncic sprained his calf in the second half of a game that ended up to be kind of meaningless. That could have major implications for the first round. The Mavs are going to be playing the Utah Jazz, so we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, it's easy to just look at it in hindsight when your guy gets hurt in what you would say is a meaningless game. But really, this is a game that he was not supposed to be playing in, and then the technical foul got rescinded. So
that's right. He was supposed to be suspended for this game.
You're like, damn. If he would have been suspended, it would have been okay. Really nothing changed in this game. So it really is just a tough break for a team.
Yeah.
And we don't know what if he's actually hurt, but he did not come back into this game.
Yeah. All right. I don't really want to go around the association unless you guys.
This was a shameful day for the association. The last day of the season.
Any parting thoughts?
Listen, guys, it's been quite the season. We've been given a lot. A lot has been taken from us. But at the end of the day, we are blessed with the best player in the NBA, the best player in the universe, Nikola Jokic. We have a chance to see him go and perform at another high level. Every time that the stakes are turned up, he shows up more and more convincingly. I just cannot wait to see what's in store and what he has for the sham of a center position that the Golden State Warriors have presented the NBA with. I just think he's just going to absolutely eat their lunch. It just all really is going to come down to whether or not the Warriors can get hot from deep consistently, and we've not seen that in a long time.
Final thought, Dev?
Yeah, my final thought is that the guys are going to go at 2:30 every single day this week, and they're going to dig into this series. That's what Adam told me to tell you.
Us guys, us three,
the guys,
And Adam, yes.
Yeah,
we
the
have
guys
the
are
full
gonna
week
do
off,
that.
so shows every single day, 2:30 p.m. Mountain Time, live from the bar.
And George
Maybe.
Carl's on Wednesday as well.
Oh, he is.
We'll
yes.
preview the series. Maybe you'll hear from the Warriors' perspective as well. We'll see what we can do for you guys here.
We're gonna make George Carl talk about that 2013 series.
That's right.
And there's the shirt. There's the shirt. There's the shirt. Get
And there's the
get
shirt. Buy
get
that
the
shirt. DNVRlocker.com right now. Vote anything before we get out of here?
I love every single one of you.
Aw.
There we go.
Me too.
There we
Yeah,
go.
man.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thanks for hanging
No
with
joke.
us through 82 games, 82 pregame lounges and postgame lounges. We made it. Now we're into the postseason.
Yo, is this our third season together? Have we made it through
Yes.
3 seasons
This is
together
our
now?
third season together. Keeps getting better and better.
Except
I mean,
for the
I'm just
team.
about done, but
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, like...
Yeah. like Dev was saying, shows this week every day. 2:30 p.m. Mountain Time, live on YouTube. Subscribe to the DNVR YouTube channel so you'll know whenever we go live. We'll be right here breaking down this series from all angles. Talk to you guys then. Thanks for hanging with us.
Let's go!